Welcome to Trading Lounge and the S&P 500 for the 2nd of August. So what we're going to do today, we're going to look at our trade, and then we're going to have a look at the bigger picture and all the possible wave counts, because we've hit a level here which is the 3000, which is a major trading level 3, and we're in a corrective mode here now. So the market has exhausted itself to the upside here. It doesn't want to go up any further without rebalancing. So there's a few ways we need to look at this. So first of all is that we've got wave 3 over here. So we can look at this as well, an A and a B and a C here for wave 4, and then going up for wave 5 as a top. The other way to look at this is that from wave 3 here, all of this down here is simply an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here, pulling back to the 38.2% or covering a gap there at 29.50. So it's possible that we've got a low in here at this stage on wave C here. But if the market moved any lower, then we would need to rule out this wave 4 here. But for the time being, it's okay sitting there for that. If the market's going to come down any further than this, then we would look at this move here, coming down through here. Well, there's a couple of ways of looking at that, but we would come further down. So we could look at this area down here. Don't worry too much about the wave 2 here just yet. But so if the market basically rejects the 29.50, then we need to be looking at this level down here. It's as simple as that. And then we ask ourselves, well, what is rejection? And we can pretty much just look at well, let's just look at it. So we can see here for the moment that the market is sitting on the lower side here. So if the market decides to go back and check this level here, then we've got that low in place. So as I always say, the market will come down in most cases, bounce off a level, then move through it, then come back and check it, right? And then there's that reference point low here. So that's the end of the session. So let's just allow, the market will drift and so on. And if it if it leaves this number here, the 29.50 area here, that's where our target area here, then we're going to be going further down. As I mentioned, we're going to be coming down into this space here. So we can think about, we don't have to do it just yet, but think about taking part profit. So you would take part profit, for example, if you have evidence of a move against you, okay? So, so in this case here, we can see that the 50 is the resistance at the moment, isn't it? So if we put the part profit on here, that means that what we would want to see here is we'd want to see if the market came back up here, it would react from there for sure, and then it would push up here and have the first high above the level here. So if it's got the first high above the level here, then we can draw a line across the top there, and then if that's breached at that point, then you can take profit or just move out of the market from that point there, because we're in a trend at the moment and it can just keep on coming down. So if you get that pattern, so just to again, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then there'll be an A and a B and a C wave here, and we've got this top here. You can bring it down to this one here. Don't put it right on, put it a few points above, and if you're with a market maker, depending if your platform's sitting on the bid side or the ask side in terms of price, you'll need to work that out, but keep it out of the way anyway. That's the main thing. So anyway, that will look after it from that point there. So because it's probably likely that there is 5 waves in this structure here, so we're probably likely to see some type of correction here. So it could move down further here. If it was going to bounce back here, then you'd look at it going, this is the from the top here, this is the 3000 is now the 62% retracement level, so that's critical at that point, but it's kind of already been rejected from that point. So if we take the 61.8% or 62% from this high here down to this one here, then we're coming back up into this space here. Let's just have another little look at that here. So the 61.8% is on that red line there as such. So it could just come to that space there now. I mean, markets do like large numbers, so I mean, I'll just put that there just as a rough guide. So I'll just move that out the way for a moment. So yeah, that's that. So in a nutshell, with our trade, if the 50 becomes support, either take profit or part profit at that point. If the market's going to rally, then it's going to go back up into this space here. And if this wave 4 is correct, then it's going to find support on the 3000 here and then move up from that point. If it's going to leave the 2950 area here and move further down, then we need to look at this level down here, the 2880 to the 2850 area through here. And we'll also look to build into those positions, into that leg there as well. So in the bigger picture, let's just go to the monthly, shall we? Let's just start and look at all of this. So we know that there's a few things we know. We know that we've got wave 3 here with an A and a B and a C wave here. This low here was shorter in Europe, which was up here further. Didn't make a new low here. So it just depends on what markets you're looking at. But in a nutshell, we've looked up all of this here. We've got a nice strong third wave here. We've got a fourth wave here. It's possible that the fourth wave here, because I have to say all this move up through here in Europe and also in the US, it's not that clear really. It could certainly be a corrective pattern. So it's possible that we've got an expanded flat where we have an A wave here, B wave here, and a C wave down through to here, and then the move up through here. So that's possible there as well in that instance. Okay, it would be an expanded flat because it's taken the top out here. So that's one point. The other point here too is that, well, it's possible to count 5 waves up here, so it's possible that we've got a top in the market here. So at the moment we're considering this just being a little wave 4 moving back, but in the bigger picture it's made a move above 3000, the previous high, wave 3 here. So it's plausible that we could have a top in place here. And in that case we'd see a much bigger bearish picture unfold at that point. Yeah, so I don't know that, but then if we drill in here for a moment, so this wave, this is slightly different, but wave 3 top here, wave 4 here, then it's possible to look at this as wave 1 here and wave 2 here, then wave 1 up here, and then wave 2 back. So in this instance here, I mean, I'm just shooting the breeze here. It's just good to look at all the counts and then we can rule them out one by one, you know. So in this instance here, we can look at the market pulling down. This is, like I mentioned before, into that 2880 area, 2850 below there a little bit, in that area there, as a wave 1 here and wave 2 here. So that's possible at this stage, and it's also possible that that the current top there is also wave 1 as well. So in this instance here, if I take this low here, I doubt this very much, but I can get a reasonable count from here to this top here in 5 waves. In fact, that was my original account at that particular point. So in that case, I mean, we're just shooting the breeze here, so don't go throwing tomatoes at me. So in this case, we would look, the next move would be down in this space here. So if it leaves the 2950, then it would move to this space. If this was wrong, then would move back down into this space here. It's pretty much as simple as that. In terms of counting 5 waves from here to here, I think that's on the daily chart maybe, yeah, right. So if we use this as wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then all of this is wave 3 here, I haven't got it labeled, but I've pulled it apart on many different levels. And the thing that I always liked about this particular count is that from wave 2 low here to the top of wave 3 here, it was a very good way to justify the wave 4 here, because the 38.2% retracement level comes in really quite close here. So I've always liked this count of wave 1 here and 2 here, and a nice strong third wave here, fourth wave pulling back to the 38.2% retracement level here. And then we could always count 5 waves up here quite easily. So wave 1 here and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave, the fourth wave, and the fifth wave. And I also have to mention here too is that, let me just double check before opening my gob, but basically the length of wave 1 here and the length of wave 3 here. See how wave 3 is shorter than wave 1 here now, and in Elliott we don't get that. But also too, in this leg here, we'd have to say that this is really, you know, the extension, isn't it? Because normally the extension happens in wave 3, and if wave 3's got the extension in it, then wave 1 and wave 5 are the same length. But in this case it works the opposite, you know, so it's a, because in this case, moving up to the 3000 here, it's kind of shrinking. The wave 1 comes into play, wave 2, then wave 3, which is smaller, wave 4, and then wave 5, which is even smaller still. So I think that this is quite fitting here. So it's quite possible that we've actually got a top in place here. So from wave 4 here, we could actually come up here and have this as wave 5 here, and have that in play there. Or it could be wave 1 as well. I'm just being open, because at the end of the day, the idea is to get all the possible counts you can, put them in a pile, and then just start sorting through them and eliminate them one by one. And at the end of the day, it's not about, oh, so-and-so was right and so-and-so was wrong and he's been wrong twice, and so all this sort of stuff. That's not what it's all about. What it's all about is making money, is taking money off the table. So it's really all about the trade setup and, yeah, and, you know, just making money. So, so in that view there, in terms of making money, we've done very well out of all of this, you know. I mean, even coming back down through here, we were one of the first people to turn long coming onto the support here, because we'd picked the low, but we wanted to be sure and we wanted support. So we wanted the closest, largest number, the 2500, to be the support here, and we've got that. And then we were long from this point. So, you know, and we've done all right all the way up through here, really. Yeah, sure, we've made a few little mistakes and whatnot, but at this point here now, we're not at a point where we can be long, you know. So we just don't have any sort of trade setup. Well, anyway, we're short, so, you know, we're just doing all the right things at the right time, even though I don't have all the answers for this just yet, as such. So yeah, so just coming back here to the hourly chart here, and as I mentioned before, it's the other thing I don't like about this wave C here is that from the top here we could count all of this down here as 5 waves. I'm not going to go into the tick chart at the moment because, I mean, I have gone through it all, but yeah, this can be counted down in 5 waves here, and then a rally back to supply levels here. Yeah, so it's possible to have this here as the A wave, the B wave here, and the C wave here. But any further down than this, from the 2950 area here, then we've got more of a bearish picture happening. I mean, even if we do get a rally, this could just continue to cascade down, by the way, as well. And that's why we're short, and that's why we'll keep our part profit out of the way here for the moment. I don't want to go in long, short just here, just yet. And, you know, to be honest, I wouldn't really even, if the market moved up here, it could certainly still be a B wave up here as well. So I would really want to see a nice, clear impulse wave to the upside here in 5 waves here. If I see 5 waves here, well, then we'll wait for the pullback, and then we can go in long here. And then we can also build in on top of the 3,000 here as well. But we don't have any, you know, I'm not going to buy it at the bottom. I'm just not going to do that. It's not the time to do that. This is not a pullback in a normal market at this particular stage, because it's hit a level here, and there's some, you know, this selling's been going on for a while all across the top here, and even before that as well. So, you know, this is just the last of the shakeout, the balancing of it all. So yeah, we'll just stay short, and we'll look for another opportunity to get in, and we'll protect what we have. So yeah, we're not going to lose to the noise in the market at this stage. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.